I can't go anywhere online without seeing Marsblades. So that got me wondering, how legit are they? So when I was a kid, I loved rollerblading. We used to play street hockey on our blades. I played in indoor inline hockey leagues. I even tried out for Team Ontario. Yeah, I got cut. But 2 summers ago, after about 10 years without owning any rollerblades that fit, I got my hands on some Marsblades. I'd been putting in the time working on my hands with these, but I hadn't really focused on my skating. With rinks closed in Canada and only being able to play 1 beer league hockey game over the past year, I got curious. Can we really upgrade our skating with Marsblades? I made the trip to my local ball hockey rink and ran the Marsblades through some standard edge work drills to test them out. In this video, I'm going to share the pros and cons, 9 solid skating drills you can actually do on rollerblades, and whether or not I'd recommend Marsblades. Let's get into it. I'll talk about what makes the Marsblade special at the end of this video, but the first thing I noticed was how much of a solid leg workout you will get from skating with some Marsblades on. A common complaint, and something I definitely feel, is how hard it is to replicate what the legs and body go through playing hockey during off-season training. You can do all the sprinting and field work you want, but the first time you step back onto the ice at the end of the off-season, your legs will get lit up. One way to help with that if you can't get on the ice a lot close to training camp or tryouts is to throw on some Marsblades. With the wheel glide, you won't be working as hard as on the ice, but the same muscles are being worked and you will definitely be getting in a good leg workout. After running through some common edge work drills from beginner to advanced, I was amazed at the crossover. Of course, it will be a slightly different feel on ice, but the Marsblades have a similar feeling to real skates. You wouldn't want to go right from Marsblades to an important tryout or game, but going through these skating drills on Marsblades will definitely help players become better skaters with the muscle memory connection that will carry over to the ice. There is one issue though. Although inline skates are an excellent tool for becoming a better skater, some drills and skating techniques just simply don't work great on blades. I found it hard to do some drills that required a deep inside or outside edge angle, as the Marsblade will slip out compared to skate blades that would dig into the ice to allow you to push. You also won't be able to do some advanced drills like punch turns or punch stops on blades, so there are some limitations on what you can do. Before we get into my final verdict on Marsblades, I wanted to share my 9 skating drills that we can bring from the ice to our rollerblades. Alright, let's run through these quickly, and I'll probably refer to rollerblades as skates, but you know what I'm talking about. First up is the C-cut drill, which is a good one for beginners to get used to using their inside edges. You can do this one skating forwards or backward. Simply make a C shape with one rollerblade at a time, driving your foot into the ground on your inside edge to pick up speed. The slalom drill mimics slalom skating. One skate will be on the outside edge for each rep and the other will be on its inside edge. Focus on pushing or digging the rollerblade's edges into the surface to pick up speed. We've got 2 primary variations of the Mohawk that I'm going to cover here. The first is in a straight line where you will skate forward, opening up to a 10 and 2 Mohawk position with one leg, and then returning to your regular skating stance before repeating. Once finished, make sure you switch legs. Next up is the circle Mohawks, where you will stay in a 10 and 2 position for the entire drill and just rock from one rollerblade to the other to pick up speed. This is something you might see a player like Crosby using around the net or in the corners to get a better view of the ice. If you're old like me, you'll probably want to make sure you warm up your hips before attempting these Mohawk drills. This is a great one for D-men, and it'll work on the backward crossover to Mohawk transition. It is done in a circle starting with a backward crossover. The leg that is crossed underneath will transition to the 10 and 2 position as you bring it out from under the crossover, and then from there you'll shift your weight back to your trailing leg to allow yourself to square up your hips for another backward crossover. The technique you just saw can be used in this D-man puck retrieval drill, where you will use the backward crossover into Mohawk to open up to the ice. As you skate back for the puck, perform a couple shoulder checks to make sure you have time before pivoting backwards. Start with 1 or 2 backward crossovers as you pick up the puck, and then open your hips into a Mohawk position before making a play. Moving back to a pair of beginner drills, you can simply set up cones and skate in a square shape, practicing your forward crossovers. Work on exaggerating the crossover and getting a big push from that inside leg on your outside edge. We can do the same drill going backwards as well. Make sure you stay low with a nice knee bend and be sure to alternate directions so you're hitting both legs. The heel anchor is a great way to change direction deceptively. For this drill, we will skate in a straight line and perform heel anchors down the ice. With the heel anchor, you'll be picking up the toe or anchoring the skate's heel that's on the side you want to turn into. You will want to shift your weight to the leg that is staying on the ice and then lift the toe and anchor the heel of the opposite skate, which will allow you to deceptively shift in the other direction. From the Marsblades website, the unique rocker replicates the radius-shaped ice blade to give the same feeling as skating on the ice. It's tough to explain the feel of Marsblades without trying them yourself, but it does do an excellent job of replicating the on-ice skating feeling. I wouldn't say it's the exact same feel as skating on ice, but it's very similar. Because I didn't have a pair of regular rollerblades to test against, I have to go off memory, but I do think that the rocker on the Marsblade makes the skating more like on-ice skating compared to a standard rollerblade chassis. I'll give a bit of a warning here to young kids or any player doing serious training on Marsblades. You should probably wear a helmet. It didn't take long for me to bail as my back leg slipped out during a mohawk move, and nothing would be worse than missing time from a rollerblade conky. And second, although these are a great tool, if you really want to become a better skater during the off season, you need to be working on your edge work through off-ice training as well. Using a professionally designed training system like what we offer at hockeytraining.com will allow you to correct muscle imbalances, increase your mobility in essential areas like your hips and ankles, and work on the strength and conditioning you need to become a better skater. Without a doubt, I'd recommend Marsblades to any hockey player who asks me, as I think all hockey players should be on their rollerblades during the offseason. If rollerblades get the thumbs up from two of the greatest players to play the game, they get the thumbs up from me too. I'd take Marsblades over regular blades if I had the choice, but at the end of the day, whatever you can get your hands on will work to make you a better skater. Hey, if you like this video, can you do me a huge favor and smash that thumbs up button to help out our channel? That'd be massive. And make sure you subscribe if you want to see more hockey content like this. Let's go.